brilliant book, The Inheritance Games. And we are discussing this book with Anirudh. Hello, Anirudh.
Hi, I'm Anirudh and I will be discussing the inheritance games.
The book is an elating mixture of puzzling and daring brilliance, alongside pure, refreshing human characters and love interests. The main character is no damsel in distress, and the book handles its love triangles the best way one can handle it, gracefully and with dignity. Those two words also apply to the life Avery walks into. The essential plot of the book is that of a struggling but brilliant girl named Avery, who inherits a fortune from a reclusive millionaire and has to adapt to the realm of wealth and brilliant characters she's going to walk into. A truly beautiful done book, with humanity mixed with surrealism and the aura of mystery and puzzles. It truly converts it into a three-dimensional book, and Anirudh is going to explore it further. So Anirudh, tell me, did you actually like the character of Avery? Or did you find her a bit too reticent or something of the sort?
Yes, I like the character of Avery, and no, I did not find her to be too reticent. Most people tend to not expose or show their feelings and thoughts to people they don't know. Avery is one of these people. She doesn't tell the media much, nor does she share her thoughts with unknown people. But when it comes to people she knows and cares about, such as Libby, she is open to sharing those thoughts. One of her friends, Max, is completely informed by Avery on all the details of her day at Hawthorne House.
Well, that is true. What did you think about the entire Hawthorne family? And if I may ask, which one of the four brothers ended up being your favorite?
The Hawthorne family was extremely complicated. Some of the members of the family were friendly, such as Jameson, Nash, and Xander. However, Grayson, the heir apparent, and Sky Hawthorne were skeptical and unwelcoming towards Avery in the beginning of the book. Sky and Grayson also publicly displayed their dislike towards Avery. For me, my favorite brother was Xander. He's the youngest brother, the snow cone eating expert, mechanical whiz whose robots constantly explode, and a caring, sensible, yet crazy person. He is also extremely chatty. His talkativeness made him and his father close compared to the other brothers.
You know, I have always maintained that a lot of times people become stronger in their death than they have been when they were alive. And it becomes true in this book as well. The ghost of Emily haunts the book through nearly all of its characters. But who did you think was the most broken due to her?
Emily's death broke Grayson and Jameson the most. Emily made the brothers play against each other to win her over, as she was unable to choose between them. This act strung them along and caused them the most grief on Emily's death. It is not possible to compare the grief of Jameson and Grayson, as Grayson was the one who took Emily diving, and Jameson watched her crawl out of the water gasping for breath. Thinking it was just another act to string him along, he turned around and walked away.
Now for my favorite part. What are your opinions on the mood of mystery and riddles set up throughout the book?
The riddles and mystery throughout the book clearly outline the difference between an ordinary book and a page-turner. The riddles gave the book a feeling of fascination and helped direct the book along its course. The mystery was constant throughout the book, and once opened, the book was difficult to close.
I really love the portions where there are so many secret passages in the house. That was my favorite portion, actually. Well, okay, moving on. While there are several to choose from, but which was the least favorite character in the book? I mean, which one did you think was the worst of the worst?
My least favorite character in the book was Drake. He was Libby's ex-boyfriend. He was extremely rude, smug, and abusive. He constantly exploited Libby's naiveness to attempt to get hold of Avery's fortune and fame.
Now that we have taken the worst of the worst out of the equation, let's talk about the personal favorite characters. Mine was Oren, a bodyguard, who is strong and dependable. What did you think about him?
Oren was one of my favorite characters from the get-go. When the will was read and the estate was passed on to Avery, he immediately pledged his loyalty to her. He's extremely protective of Avery, but manages to give her the space and privacy she requires. He also makes sure that he does not make similar mistakes as he has done in the past and corrects his errors as soon as he can.
Okay, tell me, Anirudh, which of the riddles which populated the book was your favorite? But you also have to tell me why was that?
One of my favorite riddles was the use of the middle names of all the brothers as locations, which led to further clues. It showed the planning and devotion of Tobias Hawthorne I towards creating this hunt involving his sons and Avery. It also allowed the author to take the reader along to different places in the property and bring the situations to life.
Now, on to Tobias Hawthorne I. The air of intrigue which fills the book whenever he is referred to was a portion of the book that I really liked, and I think it made him up as larger than life. What did you think about the old man's presence? It's been like an underlying factor in the entire book.
The presence of Tobias Hawthorne I continued throughout the book. Even after his death, Tobias was able to create an impact and veer his family and Avery towards his goal. He was the most intriguing part of the book. His thought process and way of doing things was admirable. He shaped his children into accomplished people and brought them together even after his death. Even without his presence, he changed the lives of Avery, Libby, and the entirety of his family.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. It has been wonderful having you over. And that's, the basic concept that we have with Bookbibuli. Not only introducing new readers, but also introducing new literature, different genres, and different things to our listeners. Thank you so much.
Bookbibuli is a wonderful and magnificent platform which reviews books well and in an interesting manner. I would like to thank the host for having me and discussing the inheritance games. It was excellent to be involved in this process. Thank you once again.
And that's the inheritance games, folks. If I had to describe the book in one word, that word would be mystique. The book is alluringly mysterious. It is written purposely as the first part in a trilogy. And as that, it does its job as masterfully as an artist painting the portrait of the woman he loves. As a standalone, it does a lot for you as well, constructing the brilliant mosaic of puzzles with a flair of lavish and expensive clues and riddles with bigger pieces at play. The book contains some drinking and a few slightly intense moments of romance. Now let's come to the Bookbibuli read record. The reading competency required for this book is 5. The reader should be able to comprehend the colloquial, but a smattering of slang words might be required. As conveyed to you earlier, the book contains some drinking and a few slightly intense moments of romance. However, the thing that makes us give this book the recommendation of giving it to advanced readers of ages 12 or above is the mental talent required to comprehend the book. You can possibly finish it in 3 to 4 days, and it's better to be read without breaks. Don't put any breaks there. The genre is adventure, romance, thriller, and it will be a natural extension to a reading trajectory which already has A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, One of Us is Lying, and The Cruel Prince. Puzzles, riddles, and quotes. Get ready to use your gray cells. And once you have read this, you're ready for Shatter Me by Tehre Mafi. All the best and happy reading.